The words mind, soul, and spirit are often used interchangeably. In most cases, people have only a superficial understanding of these words and no concrete idea of their true nature. A Million Angels gives you also a short answer to the questions: what is spirit, what is soul, and what is mind? Spirit is essentially formless intelligent energy, which has become by the splitting of universal energy. This spiritual energy is the source of all living beings, humans, animals, plants, and even minerals. However, the spirits of animals and plants are not individualized and advanced as those of humans. In other words, each human spirit has an expressed individuality and the ability to think. Animals and plants spirits usually live as a collective consciousness. How individual they become depends on the level of each spirit's consciousness. We call soul the part of the spirit that takes the form of the psychical body. It is in this form that the spirit undertakes spiritual refinement on earth. The spirit is free compared to the soul, which being lodged inside the human body, has a distinctive human shape and its own individuality. The mind is the center of the soul and the core of the spiritual body. To spiritual sight, when the mind is in its original state, it looks like a perfectly shaped ball, about 1 foot in diameter, located at the center of the soul, near the heart. Different areas in the mind govern will, emotion, intellect, and reason. Running through the body from the stomach, the heart, and the brain is the part that controls spiritual wisdom and connects the person with his, her brothers and sister souls in the spiritual world, or in other words, his or her subconsciousness. The soul originates from universe energy and essentially possesses the same qualities as the universe. The universe energy is essentially light itself, and this light is not like the light of a lamp. It has attributes such as love, compassion, wisdom, and prosperity, which shine like the face of a diamond. The internal quest to understand the true nature of the diamond within us is the true objective of spiritual discipline. Is it part of the soul nature to create negativity? Yes and no. It is yes, because the soul has been granted full freedom to think and create in any direction. But the answer is no, because to do and be negative or to produce negativity is not part of the aim of the soul. However, we can create negative regions in our minds and cut ourselves off from the universe. That is why we must reflect on our thoughts and deeds and remove these clouds of thoughts to restore our mind to its original shining state. The 6 or 7 billion people souls on the planet span the whole range of stages, but the average is said to be somewhere just past a mind point of a stage. In other words, this world is currently dominated by young souls with a focus in a competitive self-advancement. This part explains the 7 steps within each stage. Within each stage, there are 7 discrete steps to go through. In each stage, we proceed from first level to the 7th level. Each stage of reincarnation has 7 distinct learning steps. For example, we begin the world journey at step 1 as infant souls. We learn the lesson and then undertake step 2 as infant souls, and so on. On completing the 7th step of the infant stage, we then begin the first step of the baby stage. The early steps in any stage are about experiencing life at this new stage of evolution, learning the essential lessons through appropriate experiences. The later steps are about expressing those lessons, demonstrating this level of consciousness in action. For example, in the young soul stage, the first 3 steps, from first level young soul to the 3rd level young soul, are about discovering the meaning of free will and self-determination. The last 3 steps, 5th level young soul to 7th level young soul, are about demonstrating the meaning of free will and self-determination in action. The middle step, 4th level young soul, is about consolidating the lesson learned. The first step or level of any stage is like putting a toe in the water. The final step is like teaching others how to swim. First level, the first glimpse of the new consciousnesses. We come to recognize that there is a whole new way of being ahead of us, and we respond to the call, even thought as yet it is beyond our comprehension. Second level, building foundations. Wading in and out, comparing and contrasting the old and new consciousnesses. We come to understand what is essential and different about this higher level. Thought it still remains ahead of us, not quite within us. Third level, rising to the challenge. Taking the plunge, we commit ourselves to actively embrace and explore the new consciousness. Fourth level, integration, relaxing into it, enjoying the water. We now identify ourselves with a way of understanding self-life and others. This is our truth. We fully incorporate and consolidate the new consciousness into our own being. Fifth level, expression. Splashing about. Look at me. We openly share and communicate our new true sense of self and of life's meaning. We feel drawn to broadcast our truth, to go public with it. Sixth level, demonstration. Giving value and benefits to others. Being a lifeguard, our new consciousness is put to the test. We also burn off any outstanding karma incurred in the early steps of this stage. Seventh level, mastery. Pitch performance. We have complete understanding and control of our awareness at this level. We know exactly what we are doing. We may feel like a role model. This sequence of 7 steps is repeated through each stage, making 35 steps in all from the beginning of reincarnation to the end. So, we start our evolutionary journey at level 1 of stage, as first level infant souls, and end at level 7 of stage 5, as a 7th level old souls. There are 35 steps in all, and each single step requires at least 1 lifetime to complete. A single step can be done in 1 lifetime, but often that's too big a stretch. So, an initial life may be undertaken as a tester, followed by 1 or 2 more which really go for it. Sometimes a life is interrupted, and the soul will just have to start over in the next life. Also, some lives are undertaken for reasons other than specific intent to develop. For example, 1 lifetime may be undertaken primarily to assist another soul in their development, and some lives are taken on primarily for the death experience for karmic reasons. This can be very short, of the order of days, weeks, or months. Take into account all the gaps spent in the non-physical state between lives. A single step is typically accomplished in about 100–300 years of Earth time. The whole journey of 35 steps takes well over 100 lifetimes. In conclusion, a complete journey is about 7,000–8,000 years, and possibly a lot more if the population is low and opportunities to incarnate are few. Coming back again and again sound dreadful. Why don't we just give up and be done with it? Can't just decide that this is my last time?